rich man, strength, courage, and wisdom. Hey y'all, it's your boy Rick McLaren, as you know it. Strength, courage, and wisdom every Wednesday at 9 a.m. now. That's a new time. Every Wednesday at 9 a.m. we are producing this show. We are on Facebook Live. We are on Mix Station Radio, Mix Station Live app, iTunes, Spotify, iHeart.
Guys, I don't see anything yet. Okay.
Courage and wisdom with a rich man. Strength, courage, and wisdom. Hey y'all, it's your boy Rick McLaren, as you know it. Strength, courage, and wisdom every Wednesday at 9 a.m. now. That's a new time. Every Wednesday at 9 a.m. we are producing this show. We are on Facebook Live. We are on Mix Station Radio, Mix Station Live app, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, all under Mix Station Radio. Listen, guys, before we're just Facebook Live, but you heard all the other stations that we're on. We need you all to tune in. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Listen. It's Strength, Courage, and Wisdom Wednesday. We are tagging some folks. I just want to check with you all and let you know that we are on. Please tell a friend. Please share this with someone. I am really excited about today's show because it's going to be one of the first times I've done this in a while. This is Strength, Courage, and Wisdom on Wednesday at 10 a.m. And I'm excited about today. But as you know, I got to pay the bill, so I got to share my sponsors with you now early. And listen, tag somebody now. Denise, tag somebody. I'm going to tag somebody and get this show going. So my sponsors are, Opar Law, MGM Haberdashery, Cashland Apparel, Cigar Diva, Sterling Associates, Prominent Home Inspection, I Am Empowered, Food for Thought, my boy D. Hughes, Lisa's Luxury Consignment Shop. You got to get there, support that sister. She needs your support today, not tomorrow, today. Electric Butterfly, my girl Janet's doing a healthy thing. Delilah Fragrance, I want to thank everybody who bought a fragrance for our Valentine's Day. Her special went well, and she's going to come back on the show and give you another one real soon. Essence of Youth, my girl Mary out of Newburgh, New York. Got this product for you. It's unbelievable. And of course, my music is by my main man, my Apple Scrapple, Marcus Bevins. Hey guys, tag somebody, share this with somebody. We got a good show for you today. Today is open mic. I have a special guest I'm going to introduce in a second. But I want to tell you that we are excited about today. I'm excited about this program because this is going to be first of its kind. Once again, we need you guys to dial in. Oh, what's my dial-in number, Rick? What's my dial-in number, Marcus? I don't see it on the framework. All right. I'll give you the dial-in number shortly, but get ready to ask your questions and your comments. We would appreciate if you can do so. We're going to have an open mic session for most of this show, for about 40 minutes of the show, and I'm excited about it. First of all, it's birthday time. You know my daughter coming in town this weekend, and it's on and popping. This weekend, it's her birthday. It was yesterday, and she's going to come in town, and happy birthday to my lovely daughter, Michelle. But of course, I got other folks, my Uncle Jake, happy birthday to you today. My girl, Kim, one of my favorite bartenders over at the Windsor Inn. Kim, happy birthday. Last year, we celebrated with my daughter and Kim at the Windsor Inn last year, and unfortunately, we can't do it this year. But more importantly, today's guest is her birthday. I called her first thing this morning, and I said, you know what? I need you on this show this morning because she's got great personality. But I got to tell you something. She's an author. No, that's not author. Excuse me. She's a public speaker. She's an educator. She's a host of her own show. She's a mother. She's my friend. She's a motivator. Miss Denise Salisbury. What's up, Denise?
Hello. How are you?
I am good, girl. How are you?
I am absolutely magnificent on this February 24th, Wednesday, 2021.
That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. So listen, man, I called you this morning. I want to say everybody say happy birthday. Today is actually her birthday.
Yeah.
And we want to share the love with her. Denise has been on my show before as a guest, but today she is at a guest host, which is a little different, guys. So you guys get your pens ready, get your paper ready, man. I need you guys to ask us some questions. I'm going to start off with some things as usual. She's going to say a couple things, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff today. And anything you have, any questions or any comments you'd like to make and ask of us, we'll greatly appreciate it. But today I was going to start off on the political scene because I'm really concerned about things going on. I shared with you earlier about my political concerns with the Democratic Party, not always in alignment with Democrats when Republicans are 99% following dumbness. Mm-hmm. On the right side, Republicans are always 50-50 or 60-40 instead of getting in the 90s with Joe Biden and what he's trying to do and make happen. So we are concerned about that. So I want to talk a little bit about that. But as you know, I always start with a little scripture. So the scripture is from Chronicles 2:7-14. It says, if my people who are called on my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then they will hear from the heavens and I will forgive their sins and heal the land. Mm-hmm. I am telling you something right now, man. We got to humble ourselves, man. We got to get our stuff together, man. We got to start praying and seeking God in this time and in this day. Mm-hmm. Because we're going to need a power bigger than ours to get through these times that we're going through now with pandemic, racial relationships, economic, job loss. I can go on and on and on. A plethora of information, things that are going on today that we need to fix. And the only way this land is going to get healed is if a higher power comes and gets involved. And we must call upon him by being humble, prayerful, and seeking his guidance for direction. And that leaked me into exactly what I said, was saying earlier, that the politics is what I was going to start off with. I shared with you guys, I can't hear you. Or is it just me? Can anybody hear me? Sound is gone. Sound is gone, guys. Sound is gone. People are commenting, the sound is gone. Denise, can you talk?
I can. Can you hear me?
I'll see if they can hear you. It's okay, it's better. They're saying, can't hear you. Okay, it's better. Okay, so I was sharing with you guys when this whole thing went down, when Joe Biden won, I was always concerned about Democrats because Democrats are softies. Democrats are flimsy. Democrats don't always follow the Democratic way. They always got these rebels that want to do some conservative or some Republican or whatever way. And Joe's trying to get some things, the president's trying to get some things through now, and he can't get them through because some of the Democrats are holding them up now. It's not even Republicans. You got the majority, but yet still you don't have the majority because 5 or 6 of your Democrats are holding out. And this wouldn't happen in the Republican regime. When Donald Trump would put something out there, it was almost automatically it was getting done, regardless of who it benefited, what it benefited, because they stuck together. And I'm concerned moving forward with the actions of the Democratic Party and their softness and their ability not to stick together and get on one accord. So that was my commentary to start off the show. But once again, this show is open mic. And I'm going to let Denise talk a little bit about what she would like to say right quick. Denise, what do you have to say? What do you say about what I just said? And then talk to me about what you have to talk about.
I have to say, first of all, I just want to say thank you to my brother, Rick, because the thing about it is he can call me. My hair can be all over my head. I'm trying to get the crust out of my eyes. It's my birthday. I'm trying to answer the phone, trying to work because I'm still working. But at the same time, when he calls and says, I need you for something, I'm like, what you need? So thank you for allowing me to come on your show today and co-host with you. So when you talk about politics, I think society has become so politically savvy now with all that has just happened in the last maybe 4 to 5 years with politics. I just hope moving forward that we can get unified. It did not end because Biden is now president. We've got a lot of work to do. Yeah. There are a lot of seats that we still need in the House and the Senate. We have to be very careful that we don't miss those races, miss those elections, that we're also participating in our local elections. Now more than ever, it is extremely important that we stay on the path and that we continue to work as hard as we worked to get him in the White House. We have to continue to work as hard to make sure that our seats in the Senate and our seats in the House are filled appropriately. These people are showing us who they are. They're showing us who they are. They're not hiding. You see them for who they are. So now it's time for you to do what you need to do and do the work. This is not about being violent. This is not about treating people less than. This is about being on the side of what's right. We are a democracy. We are a country filled with so many different people. And there are people who are afraid to see that change. They're afraid to see that. But that's what this country was founded on. So I just say to you all, don't get in your comfy chair and say, whoo, thank God we got him in office. Thank God we got a woman, a Black woman in the vice presidency. Woo, we made it. No, we didn't. We got a lot of work to do. And we got to make sure that we show up when we're supposed to show up, especially at those local elections.
Absolutely, absolutely. So listen, my mom is listening, my daughter's on, Shanda's on, Tanya's on. Oh man, Z's on. We got Bishop Melvin on. We got Judy Hunt on, and we want to say hi. Lisa Shannon on from Lisa Luxury Boutique. Martina Laverne. Guys, listen, we want to say thank you for joining in. Listening, please tag somebody. Today's show, I want you all that I just mentioned to comment or make a call into the number 855-493-6499. We want to hear from you. Today is open mic. Whatever you want to talk about, whether it be Baltimore City, relationships, birthdays, friendships, society, political, whatever you want to talk about today is open mic. But what me and Denise will do is just talk like we always do. So Denise, the vice president, she's a member of some organization. I don't know the name.
Don't trip. Don't even trip. You know she's a member of the first and the finest, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Don't even get it twisted. But let me just say this to you. While we all have pride for our organizations, I'm extremely proud of what my organization, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, what we do. I am proud of all the Divine Nine organizations for stepping up, showing out, Alpha Phi Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, Iota Phi Theta, Zeta Phi Beta, Sigma Gamma Rho, all of them. They have just, let me tell you something. They've shown, that's because I'm old school, so I can rattle them off like it's nothing, like it's a second language.
Yeah.
But what I just have to say is the support that we have received, the love that we've been shown throughout this whole thing. And guess what? If it was one of their organizations, we do the same thing. We'd rally behind them because that's what it's all about. You just spoke about being together, and that's what it's all about. Making sure, and not every member of our organization is a Democrat. Not every member is a fan of Kamala or whatever. However, when people look at what our organizations stand for, you got to make a choice. And so we're just grateful that many of our members chose to support. And that, I think, is one of the things that helped us to move along and move into that seat.
Wow. So, Denise, every time I have you on my show, we always have a little conversation. And guys, listen, 5 minutes. You come on, you can make your comment now. We'll read, I have Denise or myself or read your comment or question, or you can call in to 855-493-6499. This is open mic, your time for your participation to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you're in a relationship and you have some questions, if you have a friend and you have some questions, someone's going through something and you have some questions, or you just want some edification or unification, whatever it may be, we're here for you. So, me and you, we're both single, we're good friends, and we talk all the time about what we're going through and everything. How's everything going with you? What's going on?
Oh, wow. COVID has been something else. It's been very, very interesting. Um, so I'm single. That is a public service announcement for all of you that don't know. Um, and I don't say that so let me just set the stage. When women talk about their singleness, I know when I do, and many of the women in my circle, it's not a battle cry. We're not sad that we're single. We're very happy women. Our lives are full. We're frustrated sometimes by the way that the dating world seems to be, but at the end of the day, we're happy. We're in good spaces. um, a partner should be a person that's also happy and in a good space, and you all can bring your happiness together. So I'm just waiting for that person God is creating and dusting off for me, making sure he's spit shined and comes correct. But until that time, Rick, I'm just doing what I need to do. I'm focused on work. I'm focused on my children. I'm focused on some personal goals that I have for myself. And when that man comes along, I promise you, I will know it. All y'all gonna know it. How about that?
We've had some good conversations over the years, and we've
Yes.
talked about relationships, and we've talked about friendships. So I'm going to start the conversation off since we don't have any comments yet with questions. I'm going to ask you a question, Denise. How has the pandemic affected relationships?
Oof, 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 oof. You sure you want to ask that question? It's interesting because, with the pandemic, you are kind of forced inside. You're forced to face what is in your home, whether that is just you and your children, whether it's just you alone, whether that's you and a mate, whether that's you and an aging parent, whether that's you and a sick spouse. You have to deal with it. And there's a part of me that truly believes that this time is here for a valid reason. I think God wants us to take a moment and turn within. I'm not saying God has allowed all this, I'm not, because people may say, well, all these people have died and gotten sick. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we are now all forced to turn within and deal with what is not only in our physical house in terms of the brick and mortar, but it's what's in our house, our temple, our bodies, what's going on inside. So when you talk about relationships, people have either come to the realization, I'm very happy with what happens in my home. I'm not happy with what's happening in my home. Um, we need to do some work in my home.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really realize it was like this in my home because I was too busy outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think there are a lot of things that are coming up for a lot of people, even for our single people. If you cannot find peace inside, that is a problem. If you're always running outside for your peace, for your entertainment, if you can't find a way to be content while you're inside, um, that's something
Wow.
to pay attention to. So I've had to really pay attention to that. There have been days that I've been very lonely. There have been days where I haven't been lonely because my daughter's here. I do have a close circle of friends that I interact with almost daily. Um, and so there are times you do have to kind of sit with yourself and say, is this the space that I'm comfortable in? Okay, I might not be comfortable right off, but can I get to a comfortable place? And I think today, as I'm, celebrating my birthday, I am very, very happy. I'm very happy that I don't have to deal with something I don't want to deal with. I don't have to deal with someone not respecting me, someone not honoring me, someone coming in just, as we like to say in the country, cantankerous. Just,
Mm-hmm.
just, never pleasant, always mad about something. I don't want that in my life. And so when I wake up now, I'm like, God, I thank you for peace. I thank you for comfort. I thank you for having a happy home, not having a home where somebody's just dragging you just dragging you down. So, you know, I can go on and on and on.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is why I have her here, guys. The one thing I said with Denise, she's like me. We can talk about just about anything. One young lady just said, "I choose unmarried woman versus single woman." I hear you on that, sir. Nat. She's all the way in California, so that I love it, man. Hey, listen, if you have any comments, have any questions, want to talk about a subject, just type it in a comment and we'll address the subject as quick, as fast as possible. But our number is 855-493-6449. That is our number, guys. So let me ask you another question, co-host, because I'm going to ask you because I'm going to answer it as well. But
yeah, I was going to say, you can hop in there too.
Let's go. The pandemic, we're going back to the pandemic question. I agree with you 100%. It's either going to demonstrate two things: ugliness or growth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody during this time have seen the ugly side, seen some of the good side, and trying to decide if they're going to make it through. Now, if you're married, I can tell you right now, you've seen things and you don't even know that person, or you do know that person, and you guys have made it happen and it's working. But I know of a lot of them that have the reverse as well, that they finally figured out that, we have been disjointed so long, we are still disjointed in the same home as this pandemic goes forward. So it's like I said, I think it's been a blessing and a curse in some shape, form, or fashion, but I think it's a cleaning process as well, a screening process, a process that some of us had to go through to find our authentic us again. And I think that this slowing down, this stopping, this being still is a blessing.
Yes.
Even though it's hurting, a lot of folks have passed away and a lot of things of that nature, but I still believe that it's a blessing in disguise. And at the end of the day, what God's will be.
Yes.
And I think that's what's going to be what it is. And we're going to work on from there. But I'm trying to read people's questions. Okay. All right. I'm just reading some stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let me ask you, Rick. You asked me about we didn't. I guess we didn't really, or I didn't really answer the question necessarily about dating per se.
Right.
Let's talk about, because I know I get this question a lot in groups. What are men who are truly ready for something? What does that look like? Because as a woman, we often meet men who say they're ready for something.
Yeah.
But their actions don't say that they're ready for something. So
True.
What does that look like? Help us out some. All right, ladies.
I raised my hand on that one.
Lift it up.
So I can tell you right now, from a man's perspective, and I'm not speaking for every man, but I'm speaking from me. I'm going to speak for me, right? So there's days where I want that, and I think I need that, and I want that, and there's days where I don't. So I would say I'm wishy-washy. So when I do say it, and then when it comes to some kind of reality, there's a fear factor, there's a hesitancy, there's a wall that needs to be broken down. So then I say to myself, must retreat and build myself up and get myself ready for whatever is about to come. But once again, the representation I might put out there is I'm ready, but in true and within myself, I know I'm not ready. That makes sense? I know that, and that's what the problem is with women. Women are not as flighting with their emotions, meaning that when they say something, for the most part, it is what it is for the most part. But when a guy says it, and it's he's like, I'm just fishing, or whatever I'm doing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So if somebody bite, then you're like, oh shit, somebody got on it. Oh my goodness, now what I'm gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean? And now do I yield to it, or do I now go back in my shell? A lot of times with me, I tend to go back in my shell and reevaluate and assess. And guess what? And I missed a lot. I missed a lot of opportunities. But like I say,
are you okay with missing opportunities?
Oh yeah. I mean, I probably missed a lot of opportunities I don't even know nothing about. So I gotta miss. I'm gotta be okay with it. You know, it is like I said, it is what it is in a certain sense. It's like because I passed on it or they passed on me or whatever the case may be. It is what it is. I'm not gonna harp on it. That's
I got you. I got you. You talked about a wall, and that's something I think a lot of women deal with in terms of, they meet a guy, they go out with them, and they think that things are going well, but they don't know that that guy is slowly building a wall while they think things are progressing. So, what is your advice to women regarding when they see the wall or they can feel the wall being built? Should they retreat? Should they say, this is this guy, he might have said he was interested in something, but according to this wall I keep bumping up against, I don't think he's really ready.
I believe that the problem. I had this conversation with a team of folks that we're going to have on next week. I'm a firm believer that we don't have real, open, honest conversations. When we sit down and have a deep dive. Yeah, when you first meet, it's superficial, but at some point in time, you got to have a little depth to your conversation to get to understand, because there's a reason why the wall comes. There's the same thing on the woman's side as well. There's red flags that happen on that side as well. So I think it starts off with really sincere conversation and not BS. And if you feel BS and you sense BS, you need to run.
Yes.
And get away quickly. But if you hear some authentic conversations, some real honest conversations, hang around, because the truth is going to come out with guys. Guys are sensitive too. Guys are simple. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. We're very simple. We don't skip a lot of stuff. So eventually it's going to articulate to where you want it to go if you hang in there with me, either yay or nay, but wherever it's going to go, it's going to go. But if you hang in there with me, right? But what happens most times when that first brick or two lay out there in the conversation, and either party might quit. It might say, "Uncle, like I'm done. I can't do it anymore." But in most cases, I shared this yesterday too. And you probably remember the show I had. I am a firm believer that women already know. They have God's gift. We talked about this yesterday on the phone, called
intuition.
Intuition. What's the other word?
They just have a gut feel.
They have that intuition, but they have God's gift. God's gift is oh Lord, discernment. Thank you so much. God's gift of discernment. They already know, and it's kind of scary to me that you go against God's will, and for years you go against it. I can see you go against it for a day or a week or a month, maybe even a year. I'll give you a year, but gee, when you 5 years in this muck and mortar, you knew 5 years ago. But now you done went through all this. Now you done changed, he done changed, everything's done changed. And now you 5 years later, you're out of position now. You're out of the market. You're out of whatever. Because you done almost wasted 5 years when you knew 5 years ago how this was going to be an outcome, because you didn't follow your gut instinct, your intuition, your discernment.
And I'll say this to you: you're hitting the nail on the head. We know right away when we should turn away from something. We know. People say it's a flag, the red flag. No, it's a stop sign. It's not a flag. But we keep moving in hopes that something in our wonderful, beautiful selves will show this man, oh man, I can't let her get away. But I believe, and you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, the man that says I can't let her get away is the man who already comes with his mind made up that I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something more than just, spending a little bit of time together. This man already comes with a committed mind. And I think one of the things that women are guilty of, and I'll say this because you and I have had this conversation before, is we don't take the time to let things unfold. as soon as we meet a person, we're ready to, okay, what's my last name gonna look like with his name? What's my name gonna look like with his last name? What my bridesmaid's dress is gonna look like? Who am I inviting to the wedding? Well, he got 3 kids and I got 2. Is that how are we gonna make? We are women. Their mind is there,
Yeah,
right?
Go on. Yeah.
So I just feel like we all could do ourselves a major service if we would just slow down and really look at things for what they are. The other thing about slowing down is it really helps you to see, do I really like this person? Or do I just like the fact that they like me a little bit, that they're giving me some attention? Mm-hmm. Because you really drill down and see, you spend some time, you spend months with a person and you look at how they are when they are frustrated, how they are when they're angry, how they are when they're sad, how they are when they don't get their way. You might begin to see, I don't know that I really like this person the way that I thought that I like this person. But if you've gone in too quick, you can't, it's hard to backtrack. Man. So I am just a firm believer of just slowing down the process. I'm not talking about moving at a snail's pace. I'm not talking about, 7, 8 years, it doesn't take that long. Mm-hmm. But it absolutely is imperative that you really take the time and get to know a person.
Hey, Denise, we got a couple of comments. People say, let me see here, Judy Hunt. Now, we're going to have Judy and her husband Emmanuel next week. It's called the Team Hunt. I can't wait for them to come up. He said, women, take your time. Don't be quick to jump in. Take your time. Ask the hard questions. Watch his reactions. Mm-hmm. Listen, that is so true. Body language, people have no control of their body language.
That is correct.
So you know when you ask a hard question, because the fidgeting starts and the sweat starts, the stuttering starts, the hold up, I got to think about my answer first start. So that's one thing that Judy Hunt said. Mm-hmm. Who else here? Let me see what they say here. Denise, you're right about pushing the buttons and get reactions. It's correct. So what I say to you, Denise, is that I think that relationships, since I've been single, it's been kind of difficult because I realize that I bring some baggage that I've never had before. Mm-hmm. And that's hesitancy and fear, which is something I never had before in a mm-hmm. relationship. And it's really caused me a problem. It caused a problem in me having relationships. Mm-hmm. Because those two components now, which I've never dealt with before. So then me not dealing with before, sometimes I don't know how to handle them, or I retreat, or I go into my shell, I do whatever that might be. So I agree with you about going slow. So what I tend to do is take it slow, and this is what I tend to do. This is me. I give tests along the way.
We know y'all.
I'm testing all the time. Just testing, not testing your loyalty. It's part of loyalty, your love for me, your attraction for me, your personality. I'm testing a lot of things to see what is there. And what happens is that I know I'm never going to get 100% of anything. You know what I mean? So I have a barometer of, if I can get 60 to 70% of all these things I'm looking for, I'm a blessed man. You know what I mean? So, but what happens though, during the course of this process, there's time. And once again, other things come into play, family, jobs, other things that come into play, distance, whatever it might be. And you can't get to that end game sometimes. You can't get to your whole exam. It's a problem.
Right. The other thing is with tests, you do know that we can manipulate tests. Women are masters at making things seem, we know how to massage things. So you have to be careful about setting tests for women because we know how to work around tests. We know. We already know it's a test. And at the end of the day, you're not going to always catch the person. Sometimes I think you talk about men being simple. I agree with that totally. But sometimes you're too simple. in that you look at things so black and white. So when we talk about, I talk about this a bit, and I haven't done a show on it, but I'm going to. Masculine and feminine energies, right? And
Yeah.
so masculine energies would be the male or masculine energy is about concreteness, thinking, doing. That's more masculine. Feminine is about nurturing, caring, feeling. So when we are not balanced, there's a problem. And I didn't say it's not necessarily, masculine isn't necessarily a male trait.
Yeah.
It's, or some females are very masculine. For example, as a single mother, as a mother, I'm single and I'm a mother, I have to have masculine energy in my home because I have to make decisions. I have to be the doer. I have to, because I'm the only adult, right? Well,
Right.
I'm more, and then, but and in a single male parent household, you might have to have the man of that house have some feminine energy. He's got to nurture his children. He's got to make sure he talks about their feelings or whatever. You just can't have it all one way.
Yep.
Which is why a lot of these relationships, they struggle. A lot of these situations, people struggle because they come into these relationships now that we're older, right? We're older. You're all man, you're all masculine. I might have some masculine energy in me, but I can't present that to you because it's going to do just like this.
Yeah.
I have to be willing to understand that Rick is a masculine man. My femininity needs to show up when I deal with him so that we can be balanced. So that we can be balanced. Otherwise, we're going to be butting heads all the time. And I'm saying, as a woman, I'm not a thinker. I'm a thinker on my job. I'm a problem solver, a thinker. I'm a boss. I have to do what I need to do. But when I come home and there is a masculine, my divine masculine counterpart, I got to tone that stuff down so that there can be balance in my household. And so when we talk about dating, as women and men, we need to recognize how we are showing up to the person that we're dating. Are we coming across, too manly or too masculine? I won't say manly, too masculine. Yeah. The man coming across too feminine. Yeah. Are we balancing each other out? Or is the person like, check, please, it's time to go. I can't get a word in with her because we constantly doing this.
Yeah.
Or he won't make a decision. I'm like, can he not make a decision? I don't want to have to make all the decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So understanding balance in people, understanding how you balance your relationship out is very, very crucial. And it's absolutely something that needs to be communicated as we date.
Hold up a second, Denise. So Ernest Shirley, he's from my hometown. What's up, Ernest, man? He said, just to be real about yourself, my wife and I have one bank account, no hidden agendas, 20 years of marriage. Husband and wife realize they are on the same team. Amen. I say amen to that as well. Judy Hunt says, don't shortchange yourself, ladies. You are queens. Proverbs 3:10, for your worth is far above rubies. Know you. Yeah, I believe that. Now, that's a subject in itself. I don't know if you know it, but I was on a radio show, an internet radio show a couple weeks ago, and the topic was two young ladies invited me to the radio show. Know your worth. Wow, that's a subject in itself.
If I can just, you do know that there are men out here who are almost wanting women not to know their worth. They're arguing with women about what their worth is. Who do you think you are? Why do you think for example, I don't know if you've heard of this guy, Kevin Samuels, who has this talk show where he talks about women just being average and how average women want high quality men. And he has this huge following of people who believe that women should not aim, that they shouldn't, that their worth might not be diamond status, that their worth might just be average, and that they shouldn't go after quote unquote men who they might consider diamond status. It's just very strange that we have been trying to teach our young ladies that they are valuable despite any of their past, because we all have past. And then you have the same people who come and say, you're not really worth anyone of substance coming for you, because you might have children outside of wedlock from another marriage, or you might have an average job, or so it's just the messages that are out there now. We have to be careful about what we listen to, what we subscribe to, because it is very, very, it can be very dangerous.
So I'm going to tell you, so Shanda Floyd, another friend of mine, she says, take your time to heal from old wounds and realize that old patterns of behavior or belief systems are not working. And I was like, she's correct. And she's gone through some things and she's trying to heal. And, this is what's going on too. So what's happening, so I think this is a subject all in itself. And like I shared with you this month, I think I'm be dealing a lot with relationships. I have Team Hunt coming on with me next week. And we're going to be talking about relationships. But I'm wondering, how do we navigate? And guys, please ask questions and comments. You can still dial in at 855-493-6499. The question I have, Denise, everybody has baggage, right? I told you about my little baggage I got now, which I've never dealt with before. And some people are dealing with baggages that they never dealt with before. They're very heavy and robust. And they're bringing into something, and some people don't even know they have the baggages. At least I think God, I think I know some of the baggages I have, and I'm trying to deal with those baggages. And usually when you're bringing baggage in, you really are convoluting the whole situation. You're making a situation tense, tight, and unbearable, and you're trying to make it happen, but you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. So what do you do? I mean, what do you do if you're a guy or a girl and you have all this baggage, and what do you do?
The thing about the whole baggage conversation is we all have it.
Yeah.
All have it. And so what you hope is that if you find somebody and you really are interested in them, you're hoping that you find someone that can be patient, that can be understanding, not getting caught up in what you see visually all the time. That visual perception thing will have you it'll have you in a bad space.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to get over that piece and really get to know people and see, is this somebody I can truly, do they get me? Are they willing to help me unpack some of these bags? Not all of them, because some of that baggage is for you to unpack.
Yeah.
But some of the baggage is, people always say you got to be completely healed, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's true. Because if that's the case, then every relationship I'm looking at, you telling me that all those people that in those relationships have healed from past stuff, the devil is a lie. Do we have a call, Rick? Is that a signal for a call?
Yeah, we got a call. We have a call. Caller.
Hello, family. How you doing?
How you doing, caller?
All right. I'm a young man.
Caller?
And
Hello?
I love.
Caller?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We're trying to get the call in. Caller, what's your name?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We have a little technical difficulty. We'll see if that comes back on. I have a comment.
All I was saying, Rick, was I just feel like people are, it's important for you to do your work and to start that process and to understand that there's work to be done. But some people come into your life to help you with that work.
Yeah.
People are in your life and not that they have to go out of their way to help you. I just saw this video.
Caller? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Nope, not yet. Sorry about that, Denise. Not yet.
She met a guy who had been in a very bad, he had a bad tackle playing football and he was paralyzed. They told him he'd never walk. Well, he defied the doctors. He defied all the odds. He walked, but it was, with assistance. He's still in a wheelchair, but he does have feeling in his legs, whatever. And she married this guy. He proposed to her, blah, blah, blah. Some people may say, well, That dude has a whole lot of baggage. He got a wheelchair. He got trauma from the accident. So he doesn't deserve to be married. He doesn't deserve to have someone in his life to love him. That's not true. And so she was.
Okay, we're ready. Caller, hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. How are you, Wilbert?
I'm doing fine. Why you had to say my name over there? Ain't nobody had to know it was me.
Yes, sir. What, you have a comment or a question, sir?
Yes.
Hold just 1 minute.
I wanted to talk about, I love relationships because I'm now dating. And I'm not just with dating one woman, but I'm dating, maybe, I'm out there dating. So I come to find out that the women that I'm dealing with, they want to jump straight to being married. And I'm like, no, I'm not ready for that. And most of them are at the age like, hey, if you're not ready for that, then I got to move on. And I'm like, I'm still being healed from divorce, a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm dealing with. And how can men go through this process of still being healed and still wanting to find the one that they want to spend the rest of their life with?
Wow.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good question, man. So, good question. Denise, you want to take a stab at it first?
You know I do.
Yeah, go ahead, girl.
You know I do. So, hi, caller, tell me your name one more time.
I'm Wilbur.
Wilbur?
Yeah, Wilbur. Yes, ma'am,
Wilbur. So, Wilbur, it is a pleasure to speak with you today. First of all, I totally understand where you are. You are divorced. You're trying to reckon with that. I've been through a divorce myself. And, I know Rick's been through divorce. I know that one of the biggest things you think about first is, I failed. And when you are walking around feeling like, there was something that didn't work, no matter what the situation was, you do feel like that. I would tell you and encourage you to continue to speak your truth with women. Listen, I don't want to just be sitting in my home, not doing anything. I like going out. I like meeting people. I'm interested in getting to know you, but I'm just not ready for anything very serious right now. If a woman tells you after that, well, I don't want to waste my time, it's okay. You're going to find a woman who's going to say, you know what, I can appreciate that and I understand that. And they'll give you the space you need and they'll allow you to keep going. You can keep going out. Every woman doesn't want to be married. Every woman doesn't want to be married right away. So you've got to be okay with knowing that as long as I speak my truth, I'm gonna find my tribe. That's what I say. Truth allows you to find your tribe. When you operate in deceit and deception,
that's right. True that.
You'll never meet who you need to meet. Just be honest.
So from the male perspective, Wilbert, I would say to you that I'm in a very similar situation, went through a divorce. I'm dating a lot of women. I can't get in front there.
I ain't dating as many women as you are, Richard, but that's all right, though. Bless your heart.
But that's a fact. And one thing I've learned at this age is I am truthful, honest, and upfront with everyone. I don't lie. I don't deceive. If I'm doing something and I'm with somebody else, I'm going to say it. I mean, I'm not going to be sugarcoating this thing. So what I say to you, though, is the thing you have, though, a lot of women, because they see a good catch, they want to latch on. They want to jump into that next realm. If you're not ready, you should stay committed in your vein, in your lane, and say, I'm just not ready right now. And like you said, a lot have fell to the side, but some are probably still in your lane and riding with you and going through this process with you to get to that point that hopefully one day, maybe if not, you be life partners or married, whatever the case is. But I can tell you that the answer for me is being true to myself and true to them and talking to each one of them, having different conversations, because everybody's different. One thing I'm learning about this dating thing, because is everybody's, they're simple, but they're all different in different veins because they come from different places around the world. They come from different homes. They got different set of values. But the conversations that go deep are the ones that I have the long-lasting relationships with. Now, there's young ladies that have been in my life 3 or 4 years, and some of my ladies have been in my life 2 months. And there's been some that's gone, you know. So once again, but the truth is what's going to set you free. And that's what set me free. That's what gave me the ability to be me. And someone said something earlier in here. Judy said, if you can't be who God has called you to be in any relationship, you got to get out. See, and I got to be me. I got to be me in certain areas. And I got to be, I'm going to be balanced, and I'm going to give a little and take a little. You know, we're going to do all that. But I got to be me. And one thing I'm going to be is honest. Now, in my younger days, when I was young and player and all that, I lied and cheat, deceit, and hiding numbers and all that. My phone going off and passcodes. I don't do that no more. I'm just truthful about my game. This is who I am. Yes, I got a couple of ladies I see, and we talk, and we have a good time. And it is what it is. I'm sorry. And if you can't deal with that, I'm sorry too. And we can agree to disagree, and we can move on.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think for you're not a bad person for doing that. I think with women, we don't do multiple. It's hard for women. I can't let me stop before I slip down the slope.
Yeah,
we are careful about saying we're dating multiple people because we don't want to be perceived as, oh, you seeing all these people. Seeing people and sleeping with people is two different things.
Two different things, bro.
So you can go out to dinner, have a great time with the man, enjoy his company, and do that 2 or 3 times a week and be fine and that be okay. So we're talking about dating. We're not talking about sleeping with multiple people. We're talking about dating multiple people.
Good distinction, Denise. Great distinction. Great
distinction. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wilbur. We appreciate your questions. Hey, guys, you can still call in 855-493-6499. And Wilbur, I want to piggyback on that. Another call coming in. Here it comes. Caller, who is this?
Hi, this is Tanya.
Hey, Tanya, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. What is your question today or comment, young lady?
So I wanted to comment in regards to, I just wanted to respond to Wilbur's question in regards to how do you handle...
Hold on, wait a minute.
Just 1 minute. When you're dating someone who is not on the same page as you are.
Yep.
Okay, so in regards to that, I feel like if you guys pretty much said it, but I feel like, you know, that if that's where he is, that's fine that he's, you know, he's standing on his word where, you know, he's being true to himself as far as where he is. He's divorced, he's not ready, but, you know, the other person is in another place. So basically it just means they're not, you know, in the same place right now. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he shouldn't feel upset that she doesn't, you know, she's not where he is, but also too, you know, that person is ready to be married, so by far they should not settle as well. So, you know, that just means, it doesn't mean that, you know, she doesn't want him or they're just not in the same place. She's in one place, he's in another place, and, you know, they should just go their separate ways until God puts the people that they need to be with in that due time, in that due season.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree with you 100%. I think you're right. I hate to say it, but you're right. I think Wilbur's in a common place where a lot of people are just on different pages. Now, let me ask you a question, Tanya, since we have you on the phone, and Denise, you as well can chime in. Because two people are in 2 different pages, but they might be in the same book, so you let time figure it out, or do you try to figure it out?
No, I don't believe that you should let... See, I think you just you touched on what I really wanted to say. I feel like neither one of them should waste each other's time. He probably really likes the woman and he wanted to just date her. But see, that's not good for her to stay there, because she needs to be with someone who's ready for what she's ready for. So right. In due season, God will bring her husband. She has to be patient and do the things that she needs to do for herself until God brings her husband. But yet for him, he's in a dating season and a healing season where he just wants to go out, kick it and have fun, and that's great. But unfortunately, where that woman is, she's in a season where I'm ready to get married. And if that's not where you are, then she doesn't want to settle for that. And she shouldn't. She should just go on and, I don't want to say keep looking, but she should be in waiting season for God to bring her husband to her. But in regards to that, just taking care of her needs, her personal goals until God brings that man. And he should be on a season of healing where my personal opinion is, if he just got out of a divorce and, whatever his issues are, maybe he shouldn't be dating so much. Maybe he should take a little time, a little self-care for himself, because a lot of women are probably at the same point where that other woman is as far as getting married. Some women don't want to be married. Some women have already done it, and that might be fine. So if he might have to wait and meet a woman who doesn't, want the same things as the other woman. She just wants a companionship. So if he wants companionship, he has to find a woman who is okay with companionship. But one last thing, I won't hold up the phone, but the one last thing I will say in regards to that woman that chooses to be with him with companionship, I bet your bottom dollar that over time, let's say they date for 2 or 3 years or so and they're companions, I bet your bottom dollar that at some point she's going to want to get married. And let's hope that he wants to get married as well after dating her for 2 or 3 years. But see, he may not want to be married anymore. He may just want companionship. And that woman, even though she went in just wanting companionship, but after over time being with him, she may want to be married. So that's something else that he may have to think about as well.
Great. Thank you, Tanya. We appreciate your call. Next caller, please. Thank you, Tanya. Next caller. Hey, caller. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, good morning. You're speaking with Ken Waller, Mr. McLaren. How are you this morning, sir?
Hey, Ken, how are you, man? Love you, brother. Love you.
I love you too, man.
Yeah, what question or comment do you have, sir?
Great. First of all, awesome show.
Thank you.
In regards to the show that you're currently having right now, I want to just always use the term that could be your turn, but not your time. And it could be your time, but not your turn. So I think that's very important to understand regarding, just more or less instruction to the relationship based on the fact that that's that level of understanding that you both have to have. It's not always about what you have, what you can do, vice versa. But I do believe strongly God actually mandates that to be the charge. It could be your turn, but not your time. It might be your time, but not your turn. But I also want to just take the time, Mr. McLaren, real quick, to wish Denise a happy birthday. And I wish you many, many more. Very encouraging person. I love you, my sister, and have a great day. Thanks again, Mr. McLaren, for allowing me to join your show, sir, and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. No question.
I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you, Denise. Tanya said a mouthful. My brother Ken just said a mouthful.
Yes, Ken is my friend. Let me tell you, he is just a wonderful person. But
we're gonna have to get him on the show soon too, as well.
Yes.
No question. But what Tanya said was true too, well, in regards to the companionship, and she rides it out for 2 and 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and then she finally says, "Yo, I want to do this," and then the guy says, "Nope, I'm not. I still don't want to do it." So what does the woman do now? She's invested time.
This is the problem with women. We can be very confusing at times. This is where guys start to be
Thank
like,
you. Thank you.
I don't understand. I mean, what? But what men have to understand, our nature, our natural thing for a woman, what's natural to us is to nurture, to feel and to nurture. That's what women crave. The same way you all have your desires, your masculine desires, we have ours. You want to hunt and gather. We don't want to hunt and gather.
Right.
We want to make a home. We want to nest. We want to. So it's very unlikely that you're going to be with a woman. You're going to be able to date the same woman for 2-3 years and she not want to start nurturing and nesting and doing those things with you. So as adults, we have to be very clear about what we say. Our words have to match our actions. I want men to understand that you do not need to use women to heal. Don't use women to heal.
Ooh, whoa.
That's what therapy is for. Don't use alcohol and sex to heal.
Oh.
Don't use it to heal. Drugs. Use therapy to heal. Use time for yourself. Speaking with other men that you admire, that can mentor you in relationships. See, we need to start having mentors in relationships too, not just about making money.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to have mentors. And what type of man do you want to be in a relationship? Find that man and let him mentor you. And the same for women. Women, stop giving in so quickly before you get to know people. Because what happens is when you start giving yourself physically, then you unlock areas of your life that really he shouldn't even be privy to.
Ooh.
So that's why I say take your time. Get to know the person. If you've already given him the goods, you have already started bonding with him. And you may not even like him. You might like him physically.
Yeah.
But you don't know him. You don't know what he's like. You don't know how he is around his friends, his family, or whatever, because you don't know him.
Yeah.
Take your time. We're not in a rush. Ain't in no rush. My life is peaceful right now. I want to keep peace. I don't want no confusion. I don't want drama.
Whoa, love it.
I want peace. And in order to get peace, you got to take your time to determine, is this person peaceful or do they got a lot of junk with them?
Yeah.
You can't find that out if you in the bed first, because then you want to make them your man. That's how I'm sorry. I know this is early in the day. This might be a midnight conversation to have, but it's a real conversation to have.
So listen, we got 5 more minutes, man. We're a little over our time, but we're going to take 5 more minutes. 855-493-6499. Anyone want to call in and make a comment real quick? We really appreciate you guys doing it. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Dawn Covington on the line. My girl, she's cool people, man. Good spirit right there. My man Ken made a comment. Great comment. Healing comes from within. I'm loving the comments, man. I'm loving the participation. Shanda says something, man without a vision for the future always is doomed to repeat the past. You have to know what you want and be doing the work to figure it out. Wow, good word, Shanda, good word. Hey, listen, another thing, guys, we got one guy calling. We got 3, 4, 5 women commenting. The women are always taking over my show. Guys, come on. Come on, guys. This is the problem. Women like to talk. Women will put their feelings out there. Guys, you've always reserved in your comments. Speak your mind. That's what this show is all about. That's why I want an open mic. I want people to speak. I want people to open up. I want you to articulate your thoughts.
Rick,
thank you for speaking again, Ernest. I appreciate you.
I'll say this to you. We have to make sure that we allow these kind of platforms to happen and that we have balanced conversation. I'm telling you, that masculine and feminine is extremely important. If we're going to start to try to understand each other as men and women, we have to come on the platforms together. Because I can't find out about a man talking to a room full of women. You can't find out about women talking to a room full of men.
That's right. That's right.
We got to mix it up and we got to be here for one another. And we've got to have honest, respectful dialogue with one another. And that's why I appreciate you, because you always keep it 100. Always keep it. Look, they say the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off.
Absolutely. So listen, I want to do a little promo for next week's show. I don't know if you can see this book. but it says, I take thee. Next week, we have a couple by the name of the Team Hunt out of Delaware that is going to be on our show next week. We're going to be talking about relationships again. And I'm hoping that my co-host will join me again if she's available so she can involve in this dialogue as well. I think it's appropriate. I like the balance and the dynamic of man and woman, masculine and female, and all that kind of good stuff. And I like her perspective. Emmanuel will be on my show next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Let me tell you something. It's going to be fire and brimstone. Get your questions ready. They're going to answer questions. They've been together 40 years through trials, tribulations, good times, bad times. And they've now wrote the book, says, I take thee. And I am telling you, I'm really excited about this opportunity. Hey, Frank, Frank Solomon, man, from Buffalo, man. Thanks, Frank, man. Love you, brother. Ernest, thank you too, man. Ernest, for tuning in. Shanda, everybody for tuning in. So listen, we got a question. One time for one question. My producers are telling me I get off the air. I have one question they like to call in to 855-493-6499. I really appreciate when you call in, guys. This is the reason why I went with this platform. Mixed Station Radio has the answer. They can give you video, they can give you phone, communication, comments, everything. And then they have 5 and 6 different platforms that they broadcast out to: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all simultaneously while you're on the air and on internet radio at Mixed Station Radio. You got to go support this minority business. These guys, well, I'm telling you now, I'm going to predict this now. In another year and a half, you're not going to be able to get these kind of pricing and this kind of service from these guys because they're going to be big.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear you, Rick. I that's the plug, and I hear it. I got you, Mixed Station. I got you.
We do agree.
Absolutely, man. These numbers are ridiculous. Get in now.
Yeah, I love it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I love this, man. And that's why I want the show to be open, man, and open. So awesome show. Thank you. Faith Cole, how are you, Faith? Everybody's really commenting. So are you going to be able to come on with me next week?
Yeah. Yeah. We just make sure all working together. I'm in between jobs, so I just got to make sure.
I'm supposed to be on another conference call right now, but I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready.
No, but it's all good. I got my laptop, my work right here. I took this my lunch for the day. I'm getting fed off of this nice word, so it's all good. I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to share this kind of platform. Years ago, you and I would have never imagined we would be doing something like this together.
No.
Never. Our lives were so different.
But I want to thank you because you don't even know how you sparked the flame on this whole thing that's happening right now, because it was in my heart before you called me 2 weeks ago or a week ago when you introduced me to Ken. Mm-hmm. Because I was looking, I was like, what am I going to do? And somebody, I got to give you a girlfriend, Z. Z thought this would be a smart move too as well, is getting Z to be a co-host. And that's my girl, Z. What's up, Z? And she thought you would be a great co-host as well, which I already knew because we talk so much. But listen, next week, Team Hunt, relationship building, strengthening our relationship is going to be the topic. And we are going to talk about everything from A to Z. So you guys get your questions ready, get your earphones on, get your mic ready, get your phone dialing numbers in, whatever you got to do so we can get on the show. We want to thank everybody for joining the show today. And I want to thank you, Denise, for doing this at last minute. We want to wish you a happy birthday. And where are you going tonight? Where are you hanging?
Well, I'm going to be hanging on Facebook Live tonight. So I'm going to do a pop-up live birthday celebration tonight. I'll send out a flyer later on. I'll post it on my page, share it with you. I'm trying not, because what will happen is if I say, I'm going to this place, I'm going to do this, it'll be more than the people that should be there. Not because I'm such a celebrity, but just love. People are ready to get out. They're ready to do something. I don't want to tip people with anything. So we'll just keep it live. I'll go on later tonight, maybe 7 or 8, do a pop-up shop just to celebrate.
Should be at Bruce Chris, guys. Pikesville. I'm telling you now. Weekend, Friday.
Probably. No, but seriously, just thank you all who wish me a happy birthday. Rick, I love you. And this show is amazing. I give you accolades for just being consistent. I'm learning from you. Consistency pays off. Even if it's just, you get on and just say, hey, everybody.
Yep.
Just getting on weekly makes a big difference. And so just thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, everybody who's joined the show today, who's made a comment. Damien's on the line. Everybody, man, my boys, my young ladies, I know that everybody's on call. So thank you, everybody, for joining on. I just want to reiterate, next week, Denise, tell them how they can reach you, though, with Positive Wisdom and all that.
Positive Wisdom is a platform where we do live shows similar to Rick's, not as consistent, but we're going to get there. But we do live shows and we showcase anything positive. So in order to see those shows, I do post them on my page. I share them out. Positive Wisdom is a private group. So you can find us on Facebook, and this is my logo up top. Please find us. Ask for membership. I'll let you come in and we'll have a great time positively affirming who you are. And that is what we try to do on a daily basis. So that's it. Oh, also life coaching. I have to say that too. I have a life coaching business. Positivewisdom.org is the website. There's some great opportunities on there for you to talk to me one-on-one. Some are even free. So please feel free to log in to positivewisdom.org. And if you want to have a one-on-one conversation with me for absolutely free, you can do that.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Denise. I look forward to working with you next week. Judy Hunt and Emmanuel, get ready. Baltimore is waiting for you, Delaware. And we're going to have that out for next week at 10 o'clock on Facebook Live. Thank you so much. Strength, courage, and wisdom. We really appreciate you guys. Guys, get with Mix Station Radio. Stop playing.
Mix Station Radio.
Let's go. Thank you.
Strength, courage, and wisdom with a rich mind. Strength, courage, and wisdom. Hey, y'all. It's your boy, Rick McLaren, as you know it. Strength, courage, and wisdom every Wednesday at 9 a.m. now. That's a new time. Every Wednesday at 9 a.m. we are producing this show. We are on Facebook Live. We are on Mix Station Radio, Mix Station Live app, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, all under Mix Station Radio. Listen, guys, before we're just Facebook Live, but you heard all the other stations that we're on. We need you all to tune in. Thank you.